Welcome back to myselfimprovementjourney.com. This is my week 1 summary. During my first week, I've already learned a lot, mostly about myself. I've learned some of my strengths and some of my weaknesses, but here are some things I've learned that you may find useful. First off, I found that setting goals properly takes time. I recommend doing this over a 2 or 3 day period. Secondly, planning is key. If you don't have your own plan, then most likely you'll end up following someone else's. This also applies to your personal beliefs as well. Number 3, at some point you have to start spending less time searching for ideas and techniques to improve your life and actually start applying them. Finally, it is important to surround yourself with the right kind of people. By this I mean positive people, people who are supportive and open-minded. Alright, now let me explain these a little more. It took me several days to complete the goal setting process, and I'll probably end up going back through it just to refine everything. Don't try to cram this in all in one sitting. I recommend doing it over 2 or 3 days, breaking it up into 1-hour sessions or something like that, so you can be thorough without being burned out. Another useful idea may be to just focus on your top 3 goals rather than your top 10. With top 10 goals, I feel like I'm not really able to focus on one goal at a time, and the main goal of goal setting is to help you focus. Even with my goals set, I still find myself kind of randomly moving from one topic to the next. I may spend 5 minutes on something that's really important, but 3 hours on something that's not so important. I'm not big on micromanaging or super strict schedules, but I do have to set myself some better guidelines for how I spend my time. Mark made a great suggestion on my article, Balance and Wacky Schedules, to use the block scheduling technique. This technique is about scheduling tasks in groups or blocks rather than individually. It's a quick way of making schedules, and it also makes it easy for you to add things to it and track how much time you're spending on it. I'm going to try to find more information and some examples on this that I can share with you guys. Also this week, I realized I spent a lot of time searching for these self-improvement ideas. It's good to seek out new ideas, but not at the expense of not applying the ones that I already know. Most of these teachers are sharing the same information anyways, they're just expressing it differently. And when it comes down to the details of how to actually apply it, it's like anything else, everybody's got their own way of doing things. So at a certain point, it becomes just extra noise in your head and detracts from your goals. If I wait to come across the way that is just right for me, I may be waiting forever, and I waste precious time that I could be making progress. So I'm going to focus more on applying what I've already learned. Don't underestimate the power of connecting with the right people. If you have friends who are negative or Debbie Downers as they call them, those probably aren't the people you want to turn to when you feel your own motivation slipping. You want to try to find people who are positive, uplifting, supportive, and at least open-minded. They'll listen to what you have to say. Throughout the week, I could feel myself losing some steam, probably because without a good schedule, I was just kind of all over the place. But it seemed like just when I needed it most, someone or something would come along to help build me back up. Wednesday, the teleseminar with Jack Canfield was pretty awesome. It's basically a free 70-minute conference call with up to 1,000 people where Jack answers questions from real everyday people trying to apply these different techniques. You can read more about that on my article, Ask Jack Conference Call -October. Then on Sunday, I talked to my mom for almost 3 hours. After the conversation, I left feeling recommitted to my goals, and as always, she inspired me to move forward. Don't try to do everything on your own. Just by having someone to listen to me, I usually find that I talk myself right out of whatever problem I feel like I'm having. And also, sometimes strangers can be even more supportive than those closest to you. So, sometimes just strike up a conversation with someone in line in front of you, you never know. That's all for week 1. I've already started applying some of these changes, so be sure to check back to see how I'm doing next week.